Hello everybody! I hope you are all doing well this wonderfully slightly cloudy sunny day in the UK. I just had the absolute privilege of speaking to a woman from Newcastle University who is writing a paper on misogyny and gender inequality in the music industry, and I just wanted to share a couple of things that came out from today's discussion just to use my platform, as small as it is, to try and chat about some of these things, because it's uncomfortable, it's hard to talk about, but it's really good to have these discussions, because hopefully we'll get to a point where this isn't an issue anymore. One of the things that was really positive that came out is that we were saying that there has generally been a lot of improvement, I think, in gender inequality in the music industry over the past couple of years. You know, there are so many female headliners, so many female frontrunners, so many female presenters, so many female audio engineers and producers. You know, particularly on social media, I see so many female producers now, which is just wonderful. That is exactly the progression that we need to be seeing. That was a very positive thing to come out of today's discussion. But there are a couple of things as well that were, you know, a bit stingy to talk about. And one of the things that came up was social media and the support / lack of support we see for women artists on social media when they're sharing their songs. One thing that we spoke about, that she'd noticed and that I noticed from my own social media and other women's social media, is a woman will post a video lip syncing to her new song, maybe in a cute dress, looking really pretty, and being like, this is my new song, like, and all the girls in the comments will be like, yes, you look so hot, like, well done, the song is amazing. You know, just like generally being really supportive. You hardly ever see comments like that from straight guys. Yet when they see something that they disagree with, they will often comment that. For example, they will comment on that same video that the girlies are going, yes, you look so hot, like, where's the OnlyFans? Or like, unfollow, or like, you don't have to degrade yourself like this. You know, just like really unnecessary comments like that. And then they will be the same ones that will post a video of their new song and complain that no one is supporting them. I think generally women seem to understand better that you need to build a supportive community around yourself, and in order to benefit from a community, you have to give to the community first. Giving can be in the form of following, sharing, liking, commenting, streaming, talking about your favourite female artist to your friends and family and making them listen, because that will then warrant support from those people when it's your turn to release something. And I think women understand that it is an ecosystem, that if we all support each other, we all benefit. On the whole, I'd say heterosexual male artists don't understand that to the same extent. They will expect support before they've given support, is the conclusion that we came to on that side of the conversation. It was a hard conversation to have as well, because I feel like now, as a 24-year-old who has been making music for a while now and has got really comfortable with doing gigs and social media and all sides like that of the music industry, I feel very comfortable in myself now. I feel very confident in my opinions and my artistic vision, and I feel confident in the knowledge that I know my stuff. A few years ago I didn't, and I found it really challenging. The university that I went to study music at degree level, and I found that really hard because I was often the only woman in the lecture theatres and in the seminars. There were a couple of other women on the course, but they never came to the lessons, and so it was just like flashbacks to being stuck in a class with loads of boys and awful male lecturers that would like comment on my outfits and comment on my appearance. And whilst the boys that were in the class, they wouldn't actively be mean or say anything bad, they also never stood up for me, and they never stood up for any of the women on our course that, you know, didn't turn up to lectures because of the misogynistic lecturers. The conclusion that we came to at the end of the discussion as a whole was that men actively need to be doing more to stop misogynistic discourse. Just because you're a nice guy and you're not misogynist or hateful yourself, if you are not actively calling out your friends for sexist behaviour, or you're not actively calling out things that you see on social media that you think are wrong, you are complicit and you are perpetuating the cycle of sexism. Particularly heterosexual guys, they don't tend to stand up for women. It's the queer community and it's other women that will stand up for each other. If men started standing up for women more, we would get so much further down the line. And I think that's why a lot of them don't, because I think a lot of them are very aware of the automatic privilege that they hold because of their gender, and they don't want to let go of that. A quote that really resonates with me is, "Equality feels like oppression to those who are used to privilege." And that is so true. And I have to clock myself as well sometimes as a white woman. I hold huge amounts of privilege because of my skin colour. And we all need to clock our unconscious biases sometimes, particularly men. If you're in a professional sense, you're chatting to a woman or you're working with a woman, just because she's a woman, don't ignore what she has to say and what her opinions are and what her direction is. Clock your unconscious biases, and it's something we all need to do, and none of us are perfect at it. We don't live in an equal society. We all have certain privileges that we benefit from. I benefit from the fact that I sound like I'm from the South, and I am white, and I am very middle class. Those are huge pieces of privilege that I hold, and it's just important for us all to check our unconscious biases. I might do another video where I sort of deep dive into my experiences of misogyny in the music industry as a woman. I don't want to focus too much on that because I do feel like I've moved past that, and I feel like I am so much more confident in myself, but maybe I will. It is just helpful to share these experiences sometimes, just to make others feel, less alone. But yeah, keep going, girlies. We got this.